Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Transfer market, as I said yesterday, really starting to heat up. Big bids flying all over the place. Big names being linked with proposed moves. It really is starting to get into action. Of course, remember the transfer window closes at the end of this month, 31st of August. That's it. It's done. The season kicks off next week. Arsenal kicking off next week, Friday, but the actual window closes at the end of August, all in line with what's going on in Europe. And what are those big moves going to be? Couple on the cards for Arsenal, but there's a real sort of domino effect going on right now when you look at how some of the transfers are falling or how certain transfers are going to affect other transfers. Spoke about it yesterday. Lautaro Martinez very much now tied into any deal that's going to happen with Lukaku. Inter Milan are only going to get rid of one of their big superstar players this window. They were open to letting Lautaro Martinez go in and making sure that they keep hold of Lukaku, but Chelsea have made their move. They've gone in 85 million plus Marcos Alonso. That's been rejected. There are lots of rumors that they're going to be coming back in with another bid of up to 110 million pounds. That's a lot of money. There's also talk that, Lukaku's done a U-turn. He was saying that he didn't want to leave. He wants to stay at Inter Milan. But now he's saying, listen, I will go to Chelsea. That will affect the Lautaro Martinez, any prospect of getting him done. Because if Lukaku goes to Chelsea, Inter Milan are no longer going to have to sell Lautaro Martinez, and they will hold on to him, and that will kill that deal dead. So Arsenal got a choice. Go themselves, go in big now and say, well, actually, we'll take Lautaro Martinez. That way you can keep hold of Lukaku, but they're going to have to go in with a big offer. At the moment, it doesn't look like any moves. That deal might not happen. That deal may be dead. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying about the domino effect. And then that domino effect then clicks down onto another domino, because if Lukaku comes in, then what happens with Tammy Abraham? Tammy Abraham, of course, has been linked heavily with a move away. Of course, he scored against us at the weekend. Sort of three clubs seemingly been in the frame for his signature: Arsenal, West Ham, and Aston Villa. Now, we all saw that yesterday Aston Villa signed Danny Ings. That was a bit of a surprise signing for £25 million. Danny Ings has gone to Aston Villa. So Aston Villa now out of the picture when it comes to signing Tammy Abraham. So it kind of boils down to two clubs, Arsenal or West Ham. The rumours is that Tammy Abraham wants an Arsenal move. He's an Arsenal fan. He'd like to go to Arsenal, despite the fact that West Ham have actually got European football and we don't. But he would prefer a move to Arsenal. If Arsenal don't get Lautaro Martinez, which is starting to look very, very likely, is Tammy Abraham's the guy? And then what happens with Lacazette? Where does he then end up going? This is what happens late on in a transfer window. This is why a lot of teams kind of wait until later on. You can start to pick off little deals here and there. And then how much would Lacazette be worth? I'm looking at it yesterday. I'm saying Danny Ings went for 25 million. What's Lacazette worth then? You know what I mean? Lacazette's got to be worth 25 million as well. I know he's only got a year left on his deal after this. All right, that might bring it down, but 20 then. 20, you know? Tammy Abrahams will cost about 30. Lot younger, of course, but about 30. So what do Arsenal do with this one? As again, as I said, the domino effect. Do they go for Lautaro Martinez and try and scupper any chance of Chelsea getting Lukaku and then they get their man? Or do they say, all right, listen, too expensive Lautaro, Chelsea get Lukaku, then we go all in for Tammy Abrahams and try and get it under that 30 million? Interesting times, interesting month. And it's going to be really interesting to see how it works out. Another domino is this one. James Maddison, Leicester player. By the way, just as I'm mentioning that, I've got to say, really sad yesterday I saw Fofana getting injured, breaking his leg for Leicester in a friendly. That was really, really sad. And don't like to see that happen to any player. But on James Maddison, this is the big one for Arsenal. This is the big one. He is wanted by Arsenal. We've known about this one for quite a long time. Leicester, despite the fact that they're saying that they're not willing to sell, will probably sell if the money's right, because James Maddison himself wants to move, right? He wants to move. So it's going to take action from Arsenal. Will Arsenal get super aggressive on this one and move in for Maddison? They know privately that Maddison wants to move. It's all about money now. These offers of Joe Willock and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and Leicester are not interested in that at all. All they're going to be interested in is cash, or the player stays put. They don't have to sell him. He's got a long deal. They don't have to sell it, and he's not sort of publicly come out and done a Harry Kane where he's not training or anything like that. So they don't have to sell him. It's going to be money that's going to talk here. Are Arsenal going to stump up the money and put the money on the table? And that would lead to another domino effect if they did go in for him, which would mean probably Joe Willock might be going out the door, because similar positions. And then Arsenal will want to be recouping back some of the money that they spend to get James Maddison through the door. A lot of talk today that Arsenal may be willing to sell him now to Newcastle for £25 million plus add-ons. £25 million plus add-ons. They'd be happy to do business with Newcastle for that. Newcastle are desperate for the player, but can they raise up that type of money? But again, if they raise 25 million to 30 million, that all goes to offset the money that they're spending on James Maddison. This is how this thing kind of works out. If that doesn't happen, then maybe Arsenal then make another move, and I don't know. I'm telling you, it's a real domino effect. They make another move and go back in for Houssem Aouar. Now, the reports today out is that Aouar and his representatives have been surprised that Arsenal haven't come back with another bid for him. Remember, last season, Arsenal put going close up to £50 million, and that was getting turned down by Lyon. Lyon was saying no chance. If we don't get, I think they wanted about 55 million. They said, we don't get that. Sorry, we're not selling him. They didn't sell him. Now he's available for 25 million. Arsenal have not really moved in for Houssem Aouar. And, as I said, the representatives of Houssem Aouar have been a bit surprised by this one. But if they can't get Maddison, if the Maddison deal is too difficult to get done, they may then turn their attentions back to Houssem Aouar and attempt to bring Houssem Aouar in to Arsenal. So it's a real domino effect, as I said. This is how the transfer window works, particularly in the summer. The windows are different. January window, lots of loans, lots of sort of back and forth. This window, sometimes, you just got teams, they're sitting and they're waiting and seeing what they can pounce on. And we've been classic for doing it. We've done it a lot of times. When we got Lacazette, he was supposed to go to Atletico Madrid and they got a transfer ban, and then we pounced at the last minute. We've done it with several players. We last minute bids in for Pepe. So it's going to be exciting to see what Arsenal do. I do think they are going to do some more business. Of course, there's players that need to go out. Cedric today being linked with a move away to Fenerbahce, not just Fenerbahce, shall I say, not just Cedric, by the way, also Sead Kolasinac as well. Both of them are apparently wanted by Fenerbahce. In the case of Cedric, Fenerbahce said to be wanting to take him on a loan with an option to buy him at the end. The Kolasinac one, I'm not too sure on, but they're interested in Kolasinac as well. And of course, if they both went to Fenerbahce, they'd be able to be reunited with Mesut Ozil, of course, who's at Fenerbahce now. So interesting to see how that one develops. Would Arsenal move on Cedric again? The one that's been spoken about moving on has been Hector Bellerin. And if the Lukaku deal does get done, and all of a sudden, Inter Milan have got a lot of money in their coffers, does that enable them now to go and get the Bellerin deal done quicker than how it's been working out? Again, as I said, it's the domino effect of the transfer window, and it's in full effect right now. Deals that are happening at other clubs having a real effect on what Arsenal are going to do, what business they are going to do. So let's sit back and just watch with interest and see how it works out. But it's going to be an interesting transfer window. Listen, don't forget to check out AFTV News Daily tonight. I'm on it tonight, and I've got a very special guest, Chris Hudson. The legendary Chris Hudson is going to be in the studio. We're also going to be linking up with ex-Arsenal player Kevin Campbell. He's going to be coming on. I'm going to be asking them about transfers and also catching up on all the daily news around Arsenal. So you don't want to miss that tonight at 6 o'clock UK time. Of course, you can watch it back whenever you want as well. Thanks to everybody who's been watching that program, News Daily. Really successful show now. So make sure you check that out tonight at 6. And listen, we're only about, just over a week away from that first game against Brentford. Are Arsenal ready? I'll leave it to you guys. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you all tomorrow here for another Transfer Daily.